Alrighty, welcome to another evening in paradise. This is a bit of an unusual video for me. I obviously don't often get in front of the camera. Don't like screwing women and children. But anyway, this video is a bit of a unusual one, different to normal videos. It's going to be part one introduction for a series of videos I'm doing, and it's going to be all about setting up a new engine ECU onto the car. And for you that haven't been here before, I'll show you what I've got here. This is a Mr2. It's a 1999 model, so I can say I've got a 90s car. Although most of them are 2000 onwards, this is a 99. And this car here I've had for many years. It had a 3.5 litre V6 in it, with a big Holset HX32 on it and an automatic transmission. And this was a Mitsubishi twin cam uaefi cam Myvec motor. That ended up being not work out as well as I hoped in the end. It was too heavy and it made the car handle a bit strange. Possibly it could have been fixed up and got going with some suspension modifications, but I was inspired by some other YouTubers and some other guys around the globe, and I have taken the V6 out and I've gone to a Audi Volkswagen 1.8T 20 valve with a 6-speed manual diesel gearbox with very tall ratios, which you probably have heard about if you're on YouTube. They pop up all the time. Steve and Thomas, thanks to those guys, they inspired me, and now it's got a Volkswagen motor in it. This car is all legal and certified. If you for the first time here, you haven't seen it, I'll give you a quick rundown, just a very brief quick rundown of what we've got. Alright, let's do it. Alright, here it is. This is the interior. It's just a plain Jane Mr2, but it's been stripped out a bit. It's been rewired from scratch, and it's all certified and legal, road legal. It's got a hoop, roll bar hoop going through it, and with struts going to the strut towers. That's it. In the back, it's a bit dark here. I'll turn this on. We have a this is a stock standard Audi 1.8T 20 valve. This is a big port engine with no VVT at all. It's got a massive turbo on it. It's a HX52. If you go back to my other videos, you'll see me making all the manifolds and getting this all fitted up. So I made up all the mounts and built everything myself. The engine, like I said, is standard, but it's going to be put. I've got engines here ready to get built. I've got some bits and pieces for them. I've got some big rods and nice pistons for it, and I'm looking forward to getting them put in and getting it all sorted. Anyway, right, yeah, unusual thing about this car, it has a front mounted intercooler. Pipes run down the middle of the car, as you can see they're under the shifter there, and they go all the way to the front. This car is dirty, it hasn't been out and about for a while, and it has a V-mounted, front-mounted 100mm thick intercooler in the front, external vents there, and ducted intake there. So it's a pretty simple setup, and just want to go to plan the next stage. And at the moment it's running on a microsquirt computer. It's cheap and it works. It's running batch fired ignition. it's running batch fired injection, and it is running paired ignition and wasted spark, but coil on plug still. And also it is only running a crank sensor for the computer input. There's no cam sensor operator at the moment, even though it's there ready to go. So yeah, so that's all good. Oh, and it's got a huge massive intake on it. Looks like a big propane can. I'm looking forward to doing some mods, but I'm going to get into this radio. What we've got here is our new computer. Now this is a little light computer. I hope there's actually something in here. It's a Rusefi computer. The model is a uaefi. I've ordered it with a loom kit. It wasn't quite what I was expecting. It does have one sort of full-size loom, but the rest of it is just these little short pigtails, which is sort of, I should have looked at the pictures better. Normally when you buy a computer ECU, it has sort of like 2 meters or so of I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I may buy a pin and plug kit and redo them properly. Also notice that all these wires are quite thin gauge, but I mean, these guys know what they're doing. They built the computer, so this gauge wiring is obviously what they want. Just when you see a factory computer of some kind, they'll have thick wires as well as thinner wires. Thick wires for earths and powers and things like that, and then they have the thinner wires for sensors and things like that. So anyway, right, so yeah, Rusefi uaefi board. Inside there, this little gizmo has great features on paper. It has the ability to run a 4.2 Bosch wideband directly, no intermediate device needed. Plug it straight in and it will run, supposedly. It also has the ability to run drive-by-wire throttle or e-throttle, which I'm looking forward to using. There's some advantages in that, things like anti-lag, good idle control, possibly traction control, things like that. The board also has plenty of IOs in it, and that is going to be great for I'm wanting to add more sensor inputs, such as fuel pressure, oil pressure, maybe some extra temperatures, definitely a vehicle speed sensor, so that I can take advantage of all those features like, good anti-lag, cyclic idle, boost by gear possibly. All those things become available with those kind of sensor inputs. So that's what I'm into. Alrighty, so that's the plan. So this is going to be a short video series. This is the introduction. There will be more to come in terms of the next video will be probably laying out some wiring, talking about the ins and outs and what we're going to need to do to get the thing running, what I need, what I don't need, and so that's the going to be it. And the reason I'm doing this is because I think possibly a lot of people get scared. I get a bit scared diving into something like this sometimes when open source stuff like this. There's not a lot of info, especially with this Rusefi stuff. There's no mega manuals or detailed instructions on how things work, how they should be wired. There's no wiring diagrams, etc. For this Rusefi stuff, as opposed to like mega squirt, micro squirt, Speeduino stuff. There's endless mega manuals, instructions on how to wire up a VR sensor the correct way, how to wire up a Hall sensor the correct way. If it needs a pull up or a pull down resistor, there's info there ready and waiting for you, and you can usually work it out. This, on the other hand, there's not a lot of info on the net. Not very many videos on the net, or on YouTube, and when you do find info, a lot of it is created and is done by how do I say this politely? Computer guys. They're like live and breathe computer stuff, like coding, computer language. They say stuff that doesn't make any sense to the mere mortals like us. So it's a bit daunting, even for me, when there's not a lot of info. This thing has got all the features I want, but I just need the info to make it all happen. I know how to wire a car, I know how things work, I know a little bit about CAN bus, but as soon as you start talking to me about opening up terminal windows, filling out and altering data lines or code lines in a terminal, talking computer language and that sort of thing, it gets a little bit tricky for me. I'm too old to learn that stuff now. I've been doing a lot of talking with like ChatGPT, trying to understand, get my head around a lot of computer stuff I hear and talking about. So that's the reason why I'm doing the series, so that normal people like me and you can go through and get a result, hopefully, and get this thing running the way it's supposed to run, without having to have a PhD in nuclear physics. So, long story short, I joined a Facebook page for the Rusefi, asked some questions. The people there, the moderators especially, were quite hard to communicate with. I'm not sure if there was a language barrier or something. I asked about some specifications for one of the computers, not this one, but one of the other ones they make. I got the runaround in terms of getting linked to GitHub constantly, which is a pain in the ass because GitHub is hopeless, and I was just seeking more information, and in the end I kept on asking. I was being very polite, and in the end I think that the moderators got sick of me pestering them for questions, and they banned me, which I thought was quite unusual thing for them to do, since I was looking at buying their product and I was just asking questions about it. So yeah, long story short, I didn't have a good start, and I just about didn't buy anything off them because of those issues. I thought, if I can't ask simple questions and get an answer, what's going to happen when I have to ask something complex? It's just not going to happen. So that's a little story on my Facebook shenanigans before purchasing. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to be making the videos and releasing the videos on the same day as I do the work, so that if somebody sees me doing something wrong and they can suggest I do something differently, they can tell me in the comments, and I still have a chance to fix any mistakes I might make along the way, or if I ask them questions in videos because I'm not sure about something, if anybody knows more than I do, they can contact me or message, or put a comment in or something like that, and that way we all learn, and I can fix it up before the next video, before I've gone too far ahead. Yeah, so that's the plan there. Rightio, so the plan with the uaefi board is to run this 4-cylinder in full sequential ignition and injection. I want to have an e-throttle on it, and I want to have the wideband obviously plugged straight in, and I want to take advantage of the extra IOs that this has over the microskirt that's in there now, so that I can have a good looking selection of data coming in that can come up on the laptop when you're tuning. All the data's there. I can set up safeties and warnings, and eventually I think I will then try and convert that into a tablet style dash screen rather than a selection of round gauges. That's the plan, I think. So then I can run warnings and gauges and things like that on a tablet, everything all in one place, all coming through. So that's the final plan, but for now we'll get the thing up and running and fired up, and hopefully we have a win.